Welcome back to Hot Takes and Heart Rates, where we scroll through the latest health and fitness headlines to see what's real, what's hype, and what'll raise your heart rate for all the wrong reasons. Let's get into it. All right, so we are back at it again with another episode. Today we're going to talk about Centr launching a workout program called the Foundation for Women. We're going to talk about AG1 striking NIL deals with scientists, talk a little bit about this company called Pent, and then a little bit about Sports Direct's company Everlast and what they're doing with their gyms slash retail locations. So that being said, let's get into it. This will be a quick one. Just kind of point out a few things that I thought were interesting. So number one, we'll start with Centr launching the Foundation Women's Strength Training Program. So Centr, CENTR, is a health and fitness company that has like app-based workouts, workout programs. I think they might have launched a few like specific fitness products, but their main thing is app-based series workouts, right? Where they have a popular trainer that creates a program and launches it on their platform. Also, I think they have some physical tools that you can buy, like benches or dumbbells. But matter of fact, hold on, let me look it up. Centr, let's just go to centr.com, right? Centr Fitness, because I want to be sure about this, because I'm pretty sure they launched initially with equipment, and then after equipment they were like, fuck it, we need to get in the digital world as well. And yeah, so they do have benches, accessories, weights, they have cardio equipment, they're tapping in just like pretty much every company with the launch or like trend or rise of high rocks. So they have like accessories, benches, weights, things like that are in alignment with that. And then they have their fitness app. I'm not exactly sure which one of those are their moneymaker. I would probably assume the fitness app, to be honest. But again, Chris Hemsworth partnered with some other business partners to launch Centr a few years ago. I believe it was during the pandemic. And yeah, now it's like a full-blown fitness company. I guess you could say it's something similar to Peloton, because they have treadmills, they have bikes, they have equipment, but they also have like a digital platform as well. So you could say they're a Peloton competitor, but they never were trying to be like the best at cycling or the best at treadmills or anything like that. So yeah, either way. They launched a women's program. As you guys may have seen in the Instagram and TikTok world, there has been a large surplus of women starting to embrace strength training, resistance training, lifting weights, slowly but surely moving away from the, it's going to make me bulky, so I'm not going to work out shit. That's not true. But, you know, at least with my clientele, some of them still hold on to that mindset, but they also understand the importance of strength training and needing to integrate it. And then when they feel like they're getting too bulky, or the style of training that we're doing, or if we're training at a certain intensity, they'll start to ask questions, and then you just have to reaffirm, you know, what's going on, how the body operates when we train this way, why we're training these rep ranges, why we're training in these intensities, and kind of make sure, you know, they understand the direction we're going and that it's still in alignment with them trying to improve their overall health, improve their bone density, stay strong, feel good, and also get, you know, toned and look good and lean, right? So with that being said, they launched that program. It's called the Foundation. It's led by Alex Silverfagan. I heard of Alex Silverfagan has been like in the digital fitness world for quite a while, but I believe she first started with Nike. If I'm correct, that's how I first found out about her. She also has a good Instagram following, but yeah, she's essentially leading a 3 sessions per week, 12-week program built around mindful movement and progressive training to help women build muscle definition and confidence. So there's, you know, doing what you do. If something is growing, you launch something that supports that. What's growing? Women's interest in strength training. What do? You launch a strength training program led by a strong woman and put it on your platform. So that's what Centr is doing. I support it, to be honest. any company that puts more effort, more attention, more energy into getting women to strength train, I'm a big fan of. So moving on from that, we're gonna go to AG1. So if you don't know what AG1 is is essentially this greens powder. They have a few other products, but their main thing is this greens powder that's supposed to make up for some of the greens or micronutrients you might not be getting in your daily diet. So it's a supplemental greens formula that you mix into water or mix into other drinks. Again, they've launched other products. They've now partnered, I think I talked about it in my first video, but if I didn't, they've now partnered with a few coffee shops, specifically, not Blue Bottle, I'm Bluestone Lane, and have like specific products there where you can get like AG1 infused coffee or other beverages. So check that out if you have one of those nearly. But one interesting thing that they've done, which is very innovative, and I'm sure we'll see many other health and fitness companies like follow suit, but I think they're the first to do it, is they've announced an NIL endorsement deal with 3 rising scientific researchers. So Chidera Ejikime, research assistant at Brigham and Women's Hospital studying the impact of sleep on health. Hannah Eberhardt, master's student at Florida State University, focused on nutrition gaps in female athletes and tactical populations. Dr. Margaret Hillard, postdoctoral fellow at UC Davis, exploring how diet and the microbiome shape health outcomes. So these are all young researchers, and each researcher received a financial grant to support their careers alongside visibility for their work. More importantly, each represents the future of innovation in health, nutrition, and performance deals. So first off, it's just badass, but also first of its kind, investing money and financial investments into researchers, scientists, signing them to NIL endorsement deals instead of athletes. We put all the attention on athletes, but there's other individuals who are contributing to the rise of the importance of health and fitness in your general population individual's lifestyle, right? So the people that don't get that much attention are the researchers, the scientists, the professors, like all these people doing the in the dark lab work to get the information out there, the research out there that helps us make better decisions on improving our health and fitness. And oftentimes they are like, here's your salary, now go work in the dark. So them getting a little bit of attention on this side of things, especially students and like other young students seeing that while they're growing up and being like, oh, I could like get my an academic scholarship by doing well in school, and I can also get endorsements from companies like AG1 to support my research if I show that I'm like really invested in this area and that I'm a top researcher in this space. So I think we'll see that rise, and I think that's dope that they did that. Excited to see what other companies launch similar programs moving forward. So pretty badass. All right, let's move on to Pent. Pent is a luxury fitness equipment company. If you are like a big aesthetic type person, like your Instagram's filled with like architectural design, architectural digest, where you just see a whole bunch of beautiful spaces, or like you like follow houses in the forest, like beautiful, cool, modern homes in the forest. You get what I'm saying? Like architectural, and even if it's not architectural, but design, and the design of spaces, and like just the energy that like brings that turns your eyes on, that makes you busana from the eyeball, excuse my language. Then Pent is the company you should follow on Instagram or LinkedIn. They're Pent Luxury Fitness Company, equipment company. They are doing a partnership with Iron House Equipment. I think that's the name of the equipment company that's not necessarily known for like stupid aesthetics, stupid luxurious vibes, but they are known for being, creating strong, durable equipment. So they're partnering with Pent. I don't necessarily understand what the partnership is, but I really just wanted to talk about it to encourage you guys to go check out Pent Luxury's page. They do a lot of collaborations with bougie ass hotels, bougie ass Airbnbs, bougie ass luxury spaces that need wellness equipment. They're going to be the company that people are likely going to partner with. They're still small, they're still growing, but it's cool to see that they're rising up. They also unveiled their latest collaboration called ESMO Studio, or EMSO Studio, which is in Warsaw, Poland. And essentially it combines cutting edge EMS technology with a holistic approach to health and fitness. The studio features state-of-the-art equipment, including the luxurious Pent fitness accessories. So check that out, especially on their LinkedIn page. They have some very bougie, luxurious equipment. I wouldn't mind having like a gym filled with that equipment, if I'm being honest. But check them out if you're looking for like a design page to follow that is fitness related. Moving on to Everlast Gyms. So Everlast Gyms was bought by acquired by Sports Direct, which I believe is a UK company, in 2007. They've launched gyms, Everlast Gyms, across the UK, but like if we go to find a gym on their page, we see UK, 2 locations in Ireland, 1 in Scotland, and then just a whole bunch of locations across United Kingdom, England, Wales, and so forth. Apparently they've launched a flagship gym, I think it's in Liverpool, but maybe it's somewhere else, where they'll also have like their gym mixed with a like flagship retail location. If you go to their gyms, you'll see that they are very much, in my opinion, High Rocks inspired, group fitness inspired. So they'll have turf fields with sleds, kettlebells. They'll have a weightlifting area, but definitely like a bougie CrossFit gym, a bougie High Rocks gym. I'm not saying all their locations look like that, and obviously being that they are huge in the boxing space, they obviously have some boxing classes and boxing equipment in their facilities. But yeah, check that out. That's something new. Essentially, they opened an Everlast Gym / shopping flagship location. So if you live in the UK, go check that shit out, boy. All right, so we've got an AG1 covered, Centr covered, talked about Everlast Gyms, talked about Pent Luxury. The last thing I wanted to talk about was Club Studio. So personally, I'm from Missouri, from Kansas City. We had 24-hour fitness, Planet Fitness, Lifetime Fitness, Anytime Fitness, and I would say those are like the 4 most popular big box chain gyms in the Missouri area. Now, over the past few years, Genesis Health Clubs acquired a lot of the 24-hour fitness locations across the Midwest. So now it's a lot of Genesis Health Clubs, Lifetime Gym, like 3 Lifetime gyms in Kansas City metropolitan area, a lot of Planet Fitnesses, a few Anytime Fitnesses, and then you have your like smaller YMCAs, Jewish community centers, and then from there is going to be like your privately owned facilities, right? So Club Studio is a fitness club that I've never heard of until a few weeks ago, with one of my clients told me that, hey, they're opening a Club Studio in Santa Monica. I was like, what's that? They're like, oh, it's a pretty big gym, because I was complaining about there's not like a big box gym in Santa Monica for real. I mean, I guess they just opened up a new Equinox, so I guess I'm lying. And they also opened up a John Reed Fitness. But nonetheless, I was saying I feel like they could use more. She said they're opening up a Club Studio. I was like, what's that? Went and looked it up. Looks like they're a pretty dope, somewhat, not an Equinox X, maybe just below that, but above LA Fitness. Maybe like a bougier 24-hour fitness is like their style. And apparently they're targeting 50 boutique in-a-box sites by end of year. And they have launched a location in Santa Monica. They're doing the marketing, running the Facebook ads. I don't think they've opened up yet, but I will be checking that location out once they open up. The last thing I wanted to talk about, there is an app called Alma. Okay, so everyone in the health and fitness space, or anybody who's ever tried to track their food, is familiar with MyFitnessPal. For MyFitnessPal, plenty of other companies have launched apps to try to help people track their food, and have tried to add a layer of something that differentiates them from MyFitnessPal or makes them a little bit better. Like, hey, we don't have this, but we have this. And that's been going on for years. But a recent company that launched a few years ago is called Alma. And they're really big on AI, being able to like take a picture of your food, and it kind of like generates an estimate of how many calories, macronutrients are in there. You can also like voice to text, like I had this, and this, and it kind of guesstimates and put it in there. What else does it do? It has like a whole lot of like incentivizing, like, hey, if you track this many days in a row, you'll get this month free. If you track this many days in a row, you'll get this or get that. So they do a good job trying to keep you consistent. I guess what I'm trying to say is I like the app. If you don't use any app to track your food right now and you're getting ready to use the app, or you don't necessarily want to track super accurately, like down to the gram, but you kind of want to have an idea of what you ate throughout the week, but you don't necessarily care too much about how many calories were in there, then that would be a great app to use. It's pretty fun, pretty good. And they just added chef/athlete Dan Churchill to its C-suite. So C-suite is basically your corporate executives that all contribute to the company. But in this case, he's not going to be like a hired executive necessarily, but he's been added to their C-suite, meaning he'll be in a lot of their calls and be able to give feedback on what they could or do better to make their product better. So thought that was pretty cool. If you don't know who Dan Churchill is, go check him out on YouTube. Has a great YouTube platform where he be chefing, but he also is like competing in high rocks competitions, running marathons, doing other cool shit in the health and fitness scene. So that's it for this episode of Hot Takes and Heart Rates. Almost forgot the name. Thank you for joining. Share this with a friend. Comment below what I could do better to make these videos better. Sorry about the audio. My phone's plugged in to charge right now, so I didn't want to plug in the mic to be able to talk. But hopefully you heard me well enough. Peace.